Hey guys, what's up? Today we are making another video about the KTM 1290 Super Duke R and how it relates to the new release of the 1390 Super Duke R. So if you guys kept up with the release of the new 1390, you know there are a ton of new features that this bike, this 2020, definitely does not have. But for me, there's honestly only one feature from the 1390 that I wish this 1290 had. The rest of them are nice, but they're not something that, you know, I really wish that I had on this bike. And today we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the new changes, which ones, you know, I don't really care about, and then the one thing that I wish this had. All right, guys, so the first thing that you notice looking at a 1390 is, of course, the styling and design changes. They finally went away from the headlight design with the full cover, you know, on the first gen, second gen, third gen. Now it's more of like an alien LED, really sharp cutting headlight. Definitely very polarizing. I'm personally not a huge fan of it, may grow on me. And then the other thing is the two colorways. They did a all orange, just very orange, popping out there. It's an homage to the 990 Super Duke that was released in 2005. For me, just too much orange. I need something to break it up. And then the other color is just black and orange. I wish KTM would have offered one other colorway, just a third one that was just completely different, that maybe would have shocked us some more. So the design, styling, that's not something that I'm really excited and wish that I had this had. All right, and then another big thing that a lot of people are excited about is the 1390. But really, it's kind of a lie to the displacement of the bike. For example, this is the 1290, but the motor is actually a 1301cc motor, where the 1390 you would think would be 1401 is actually, it's like a 1350. So you're only gaining about 50 cc's of displacement. To me, that's not something that excites me enough to want to upgrade. The next thing this is pretty cool. This isn't something that, you know, is the one thing that I wish this had, but it's a pretty cool feature on these new 1390s, is this new camshaft that they've introduced. If you've ever ridden a Super Duke, you know how much power they have down low in the mid-range, but up top, you know, compared to a 600 or 1000, they just don't have that top end power. But this camshaft may be changing that feature of these Super Dukes. They may have this crazy new top end when it just unlocks that new cam and have a crazy top end. So that's a pretty cool feature, but like I said, it's not the one that I wish this bike had. For me, this bike is all about low end, mid range, and the top end is good enough for me, but it's a pretty cool feature on the 1390. Now, the one thing that I wish these 2020s, and honestly, yeah, any third gen Super Duke, but I wish that they had, was just this new 5-stage wheelie control modes. This is such an awesome feature, and I wish they could somehow update your software on your, you know, IMU, get it onto the bike, because this is so cool. I mean, this bike has either wheelie control on or wheelie control off. And when you have wheelie control on, it's very restrictive. It keeps that front tire, you know, not high at all. You're not really pulling a wheelie, you're just kind of lifting that front wheel. But then with wheelie control off, you know, you can loop the bike. It's not going to save you at all. You give it too much throttle, you know, that bike is going to be boom, you're going to be falling back on it. But this 5 stages of wheelie control is such an awesome innovation. You can choose like here, 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 here. You can bring it up pretty much to balance point in the most extreme setting, and it's going to do its best to keep you right there and keep you safe. And that's just such an awesome thing to have on such an expensive bike. I mean, these bikes are now exceeding, you know, $20,000 US. They're getting very, very expensive. So to have that safety net where you feel like you can have fun in wheelie and not be worrying about always covering that rear brake, or if you give it a little bit too much throttle and just looping it and then you're out 20K, such an awesome feature that I wish these bikes could be updated with. And I wish KTM could, you know, somehow implement that into the bikes. I'll show you what the current setup looks like for these bikes whenever you go into checking out wheelie control. So you just go over here. I believe you go to yeah, I need to service this bike. Let's see. So if you go to track, you can go to anti-wheelie mode, and then it's just off and on. And so with this new bike, you're gonna have 5 levels of, you know, pretty restrictive. That's only gonna let you get up a little bit, you know, a little bit more, and it just keeps dialing it back until, like I said, I believe you're almost near balance point with the least restrictive control mode. That is just so cool to have on the Super Duke, and I really wish it could be implemented on this bike. It would be so cool. But yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any lawsuits with that, because I'm wondering if people are going to still end up finding a way to loop the bike when it's in that wheelie control mode. So maybe KTM has something written in written in the literature that helps save them if people, you know, crash and say, hey, the wheelie control, you know, let me fall back. Because I'm sure under different situations, you hit a bump or something, you're going to be going down even with the wheelie control. But yeah, that is the one feature from the 1390 that I wish these 2020s, these third gens had, and is definitely such a cool feature, and I hope more bikes receive that wheelie control adjustability. But yeah, guys, let me know down below, what's the one thing you wish that, your favorite feature of the new 1390 compared to the older gen Super Dukes? Let me know down below. I'm curious to see what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.